Hello, warriors and medicine cats of Fern Clan. I hope my voice actually does okay this time around. So, the poll results are in, and, well, I wish I could say I was surprised, but I knew this one would win. And the winner is Fixing Briarlight's Death. It doesn't matter what you thought about Briarlight. Whether you hated her, loved her, or indifferent, her death would have pissed you off because, well, it was just handled so poorly. There are two main ways I can see fixing her death. One would still be her to die from the illness, but another would be a more heroic death for Briarlight. We'll go with the first one first. One, still have Briarlight die from the illness, but have other cats die as well. I'm not the first one, nor will I be the last to say you could kill off pretty much everyone from the first page of the Allegiances, except for maybe Alderheart or Jayfeather, because they're still pretty young cats, and no one would really complain because, yeah, well, people love cats like Brackenfur, Brightheart, and Cloudtail. They're old. They're old. It would be sad, but it would also be seen as their time to go, and we would probably be able to shine some of the younger cats, such as Honeyfur or Lark Song. In order to fix Briarlight's death and still do the sickness, you truly need to kill off more characters than just Briarlight. And it could have been done many ways, because in the book, it is made clear that they are lacking one of the herbs they need, and it's fixed almost too quickly. And I'm sorry, but what's the point of introducing a sickness into the book and it not being a threat? In the past, yes, we've had sicknesses in the books, but they've always sort of, killed off more than, one or two characters in the past, and they've served a purpose. I don't know why the authors decided the only cat to kill this time around would be Briarlight. And what's also sad is it seems Purdy's death was dealt with more sadness from the overall clan than Briarlight's was. The only cats who really mourn for her death are her own kin and Jayfeather. And the only good thing I have to say about Briarlight's death, the way it happened in the books, is we get to see some amazing characterization from Jayfeather. This is a cat who we don't really get to see his actual emotions come out. We don't actually get to see that he actually cares for other cats. And he is absolutely devastated about Briarlight's death. And it was a very humanizing moment for Jayfeather. If that's what the Erins are going for, and I shouldn't say the Erins, because I highly doubt Sheriff or Kate, I highly doubt this was their decision. I can almost guarantee that this was the work of working partners. Because I genuinely believe that Sheriff and Kate have more respect for us as their audience than how they killed off Briarlight. Because, while, yes, Briarlight was not my favorite of characters, she was growing on me. I was really starting to really love her. And when I read this scene in River of Fire, I had to close the book halfway through because I was just feeling myself getting pissed off and I could not continue. And when I did, by the time I was done, I wanted to chuck the book at the wall because I just felt done. I didn't want to read Warriors after that because this wasn't a dignified death. This wasn't, and I know I'm stopping halfway, but this wasn't Yellowfang, and Fireheart, sitting together as Yellowfang slowly dying. And, that scene touches me, and it makes me feel like it's a fitting end to Yellowfang's character. This isn't Cinderpelt and Leafpool in Twilight, where Cinderpelt has a fitting conclusion to her arc there. There isn't a fitting conclusion to Briarlight's whole arc here. And while, yes, killing her off with an illness is kind of a cop-out, and it would feel cheap either way, but it feels cheaper that she's the only cat to die from it. And seeing as there are several kits in the nursery, it would be... Couldn't you have killed off a couple? I mean, doesn't Modern Day ThunderClan have 60 cats? You take up 3 front and back pages in the Allegiances. You don't need more cats. Kill off a few. And this is coming from an arc where very few ThunderClan cats have died up to this point. The other solution is for Briarlight to die in a heroic way. So what about this scenario? What if Briarlight is still in the nursery at this point because she's still sort of isolated? And since one of the big things is there's just crazy weather, what if there's another crazy weather thing? And she dies saving one of Blossom Fall. Is Blossom Fall's kids still kids in this book? Started out as kids in the book and they are later apprentices, but still it's the same thing. It would be a fitting end to her arc if she died somehow trying to save her sister's kids. She ended up paralyzed because she cared. She ended up paralyzed trying to save Longtail. And it'd be a fitting end to her arc because she couldn't save Longtail if she died because she could save another cat. If you guys get what I'm coming from. It would be a more fitting end to her arc and a more fitting conclusion. And it would feel like she'd come full circle. If they really wanted to kill her off, trust me, with as many natural disasters as they fucking put in this book, they had more than enough opportunities to do it this way. I honestly have to ask, do they even care anymore? Because I'm sitting there reading The Raging Storm, and it's taking me forever to get through this book, and I'm sort of thinking, this is modern Family Guy syndrome. They're literally begging for death at this point. That's the only reasonable explanation I can come up with. Because this arc started out beautifully, and now it's like a shell of what it could have been and should have been. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed my solutions for fixing Briarlight's death. These videos will just get better as they go along. I'm still trying to figure out how to do these. At the end of all these videos, there'll be a card up in the... There'll be a poll up in the cards to vote in the next video I do. So remember to vote there. And thank you guys so much for watching, and may StarClan light your path.